Dikitalada. 21 years old, Belgium international, central attacking midfield, AC Milan, Dikitalada. I need to remember how to pronounce that. Dikitalada. We got this. Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Chelsea versus AC Milan preview. I've lit the candles, set the scene, sign, ball and boots, everything ready to go for this big Champions League game under the lights, yeah? So we dim the lights. And massive game, guys. Monstrous game. We have to win, must win. There's no other outcome that we can tolerate because we are in an absolutely awful situation in this group. Obviously dropping points in our opening 2 games, and AC Milan are off the back of a 3-1 win against Empoli, so they are also ready and raring for this fixture. Now they've got a lot of injuries, and if I was a supply teacher calling out a register, I would feel hoodwinked. I would feel scammed because no one's answering. People will be saying names that don't belong to them. Rubbers are being dashed at me as I speak. Florenzi, are you in? No? Not present. Zlatan? Kai Havertz? Jorginho? No. Theo Hernandez? Theo? Origi? Calabria? Magnan, not here either. Kante, different class, not in set 1 yet, just coming back, almost close. Cucurella's back, yeah, cool. Cucurella, good, yeah. Mendy, okay, good, yeah, cool. Sikilamakez, it's a really long name. Not present. Okay, yeah. You get the point. Nobody's here. Nobody's present. Nobody's present in the moment. There's a lot of injuries on both sides, and that will affect the lineups and the teams. I'll go through my Chelsea lineup right now with you, and then I'll put the AC Milan lineup on your screen as well, the expected AC Milan lineup. And right now I'm going to get it early indoors. 2-1 win prediction for me. Let me know your prediction down below. So this is the Chelsea team that I would like to go with. Now Mendy is back, but I feel like Kepa did play well against Crystal Palace and deserves to keep his place. So I would keep him in goal personally. Moving into the back 3 or 4. We don't know the system or the formation or the plan from Potter. We don't know. He has such a array of weapons in his arsenal. We just don't know what he's going to use. Is it going to be a cannon? Is it going to be a gun? Is it going to be a earthquake? You know, is he going to be Mother Nature? I just don't know what he's going to spiral and spin on us. But what I do know is that for me personally, Koulibaly, he was in that press conference. He has reacted really well to obviously not being in the team, as said by Potter, a professional player. And the experience is needed for me in this massive game. Under the lights, big occasion. He's got it. A bundle of experience. I think, yeah, Fofana did definitely recover from that mistake and have a decent game after the fact against Palace, but I feel like you can take him out and rest him as you will. And Silva, I would love to rest Silva for Wolves, but this is a massive game. Former AC Milan player, again, Champions League, big night, must win, experience in a bundle with those two. I'd like to see them together on that pitch. The leadership is all needed, and the set piece threat as well. And dealing with Giroud from an aerial standpoint, I feel like both of those two defenders are needed in a back 3. Now, I am going with a back 3 with a centre-back split, but of course, you can switch that to a 4 of Reece James moving back, because it is Reece James versus Rafael Leao on that left-hand side. And hopefully he locks him up like Zaha, throws away the key and throws him over to the left-hand side. And on that left-hand side, I would have Cucurella trying to deal with him back from his illness as well. I feel like Chilwell didn't have as great a game as James, but that is understandable. He is coming back from a massive injury. It's very important that people remember that. And I think, again, that's another player that you rotate and bring in and bring out and just get his minutes up and get him back up to the top level. He had a really good appearance off the bench, like we said a couple of weeks ago. Then Palace, kind of up and down moments for him. So I think, like I said, just take him back out. Cucurella goes back in and hopefully gets back to his best, progressive and quick with those runs forward as well as the more attacking centre-back in that 3. Like I said, you can switch to a 4 with Reece James as well, funneling back. So that's dealing with that. Now, we have to be careful of Rebic as well because he has 3 goals this season for AC Milan. He scored at the weekend against Empoli, set up by Rafael Leao across the box. Leao and Giroud level pegging with 4 goals each. We know Giroud, top player, target man, but more than a target man. I feel like sometimes that's disrespectful because the guy is just an incredible footballer, wonderful footballer, so good technically, links up the play really well. He's getting the best out of Leao. We saw him get the best out of Pulisic when he was here after lockdown. He got the best out of Eden Hazard. The guy is a menace to society, and I wish he was still with us, but it is unlucky that he's not. But he's wonderful, such a graceful, wonderful footballer, and he, like I said, could be a problem and probably will be, so we have to keep an eye on him because he is kind of the main attraction, right? He sucker punches, vacuums all of the pressure, and then he just releases these wingers around him like the Rebics and the Leaos who will be in that space, and that's where you're going to need that pace and that defensive solidarity in the experience, and also the fullbacks with Cucurella and Reece James. Now for me, in front of the defence, we saw Trevoh Chalobah was tested and tried potentially behind the scenes in that 6th role, and this is the time to bring him in. There's no Jorginho. I called out his name. He didn't respond. He's not here. He's not in class. So talk about classes. It's time to teach Trevoh, and he has been taught hopefully a little bit. So let's see what he looks like in this position. He played in this position before when he was out on loan at Lorient, but this is a different level. But I do feel like this game will be more back and forth. We're playing a top team. We know how we play against these top teams under Tuchel prior. A little bit more back and forth, a little bit more space, a little bit more energy, intensity, and that means I don't expect a closed off, game where we're going up against that low block. I do expect AC Milan hopefully to come out and try and play football, and that should leave a bit more space for everybody to manoeuvre. But yeah, it's going to be a fast-paced game, I think, and Trevoh Chalobah in there. It's a bit of a risk, but we have no choice. We don't have any other 6s, and I don't want to see an imbalanced midfield with no defensive midfielder in there. Zakaria clearly isn't ready. Loftus-Cheek came on at the weekend. I'm going to get onto him, but not the most incredible cameo. But Kovacic, looks like he'll play the 90 minutes. Now, what's going to happen to Kovacic, everybody, now that Kante and Jorginho is injured in our midfield crisis? Yeah, you at the back? Yeah, injury, exactly, yeah. Kovacic has to play 90 minutes, which means, God forbid he gets injured, but we are really knocking on devil's door and asking for it at this point. But hey, he's going to have to play, and he starts in that midfield, even though at the weekend, again, he wasn't pretty, but we have no choice. Loftus-Cheek, for me, makes up the other 8. I want to see him. I want to see him in that 8 role. He really did play extremely well in that position all those years ago under Sarri. That is his natural position. When you play with this midfield 3, I feel like you do give him the license to carry the ball and dribble. I do feel like it will be a little bit more of a back and forth game where there will be space for him to potentially carry the ball and dribble, but also his height, his stature, his size, I think that could help defensively as well. Hopefully the likes of Trevoh and a Kovacic that we don't know what we're going to get from right now. And I'm also going to throw in Gallagher in that 10 role as Kai is unavailable. And again, because I expect it to be a back and forth game, I'm hoping that, it's not going to be a game where we have to unlock the door so much, but we can transition, we can counter with Loftus-Cheek and carry the ball with Kovacic as well. And Gallagher can hopefully pick up those advanced spaces just behind Aubameyang and get those shots off. I just want shots. Please test the goalkeeper. This is the backup goalkeeper. I don't know what he's like, but please test him. Shoot. More top corner, more goals. Reward him. Potter hinted that he could potentially start. Reward him for the goal. Great cameo, great impact. Let's see it. Let's see if you can turn it into a great performance overall. So yeah, Gallagher for me goes in. Sterling also is in as well for me. More in that left wing back, but more left side, role opposite to Reece James. Similar to Salzburg, you've got those 2 wing backs pushing up right at the top end of the pitch. Sterling back in his natural position over there and doing damage hopefully and get him into the game a lot more. And obviously Aubameyang up front, great goal that he scored at the weekend. Let's continue that wonderful swivel and finish. So that's the team that I'm going to go with. Hopefully that goes up on your screen now and it's all clear and crisp. Also for AC Milan, for me, like I said, I've mentioned Leao, I've mentioned Giroud, immediate threats. Rebic is a 3rd man runner. You've got to keep an eye on him as well. He's, like I said, got some goals to his name. This player in the middle of the pitch, 21-year-old Belgium young player coming through, soon to be big time international from Club Bruges. De club. How do I forget how to say this man's name again? How? De Kittelada. He's going to be playing in the number 10 role just ahead of Tolini and Benacer. And for me personally, this kid, whenever I've seen him, he looks very talented, very technical, good carry the ball, good dribbler. Just got a little bit of everything. Very tall, very gracious as well. So we need to keep an eye on him in between the lines. And that is so pivotal as to why I'm going with a Trevor Chalobah. Just regimented, old-fashioned number 6. I'm not asking you to do anything fancy on the ball. Give it to Kova, give it to Loftus-Cheek. Ahead of you, nothing fancy. You stick there, you hold it tight, and you make sure that this man is marked, because listen, he's young, he's fearless, and he could cause problems. He's a very, very good creative player, and he's coming through the ranks. And like I said, his debut season for AC Milan from Club Brugge, and he's already had quite a few matches where you're thinking, wow, this kid's got something special. In the back line, Tomori, homecoming again, looking lovely. We know he's going to perform most likely. Very, very talented defender. And of course, we know him very well. Dest, who he was linked with over the summer, most likely going to play at right back as well. Torre at the left back position. So yeah, there's a lot of shuffling along going around in the back line, and that AC Milan expected team is going up there for you guys to see. But like I said, they're still a very strong outfit. The front four is pretty much as strong as it gets, and then like I said, the back line is vastly rotated with some of those injuries, people not answering their names in the register and whatnot. But like I said, beware of certain individuals. This will be a tough game, very tight game. My score prediction is that 2-1. Let me know what your score prediction is down below in the comments, and let me know what your team is. But yeah, I feel like taking Mason out of the team, again, just an opportunity, kick up the arse, see if he can come off the bench and give an impact. I don't feel like he's playing at the level where he's undroppable. That goes for quite a few players at the moment. And also, I feel like Gallagher needs to be given that reward. And I also do feel like that ball carrying and dribbling ability of Loftus-Cheek could be a weapon of ours that we could use in a game that is a bit more back and forth as well. So healthy rotation. We got Wolves at the weekend. We do need to absolutely win this game, but I don't feel like these changes are risks, to be honest. I feel like this is a good opportunity to have some players step onto that pitch and try and prove a point going forward that are not in the team at the moment, such as your Koulibaly's, your Loftus-Cheeks, etc. So let me know what your team is down below. Big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.